Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee's set to have a huge recruiting weekend coming up at the end of the month. They did the same thing last year on Memorial Day weekend. They think they called it Rocky Top of Palooza last year. But again, a lot of big-time prospects going to be on campus this final weekend of May. Don't have a final list yet, but I will keep you guys up to date on that. But can they close out this class of 24 and end up with a top 5 class? They got to continue that momentum. They've got some nice pieces added. And you go back to Rocky Top Palooza last year. They had a lot of momentum coming out of that Memorial Day weekend. One thing you saw was 5-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava on campus, recruiting, always selling the program, always selling the University of Tennessee. Well, coming up this Memorial Day weekend, Tennessee will once again host the number 1 player in the country. And that's the thing. People that want to form this narrative that Josh Heupel can't recruit, I think he's already put that in the past. But signing the number 1 player in the class of 23 in Nico Iamaleava, and now you've got Dylan Stewart, the number 1 player, according to on3.com, will be on campus Memorial Day weekend. Can Tennessee make some momentum? Can they create some momentum there? He's not been on campus yet. This will be his first time on campus. He'll be there for 2 to 3 days, and Tennessee's going to have a shot to make a move on the number 1 player in the country. We'll get into it and talk about it. You guys know the deal by now. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. That is quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin Vols Network. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live, when we drop a video. Just quick schedule change next week. Not going to do the NCAA stream on Monday. We're going to move that to Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come hang out. We'll play some NCAA football, but we will also talk all things Tennessee football. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look at it. If you're not familiar with Dylan Stewart, who is Dylan Stewart? You can see their class of 24, 6'5.5", 240 pounds out of Washington, D.C. He is a 5-star prospect. Now on 3, has him as the number 1 player in the country, period, across the board. The On3 industry rankings, that's where they combine On3, 247 Sports, ESPN, Rivals. They combine all the major recruiting platforms together, come up with an average, and they've got Dylan Stewart here as the number 1 player out of Washington, D.C., number 2 ranked edge rusher in the country, and a top 10 profile overall, 8th nationally. You go to the scouting report on Dylan Stewart. This dude is a dog. I love using that word for this type of player because that's what he is. A verified size with plus 3-inch wingspan. Has a frame to add 20 to 25 pounds. During live eval, burst off edge was elite. Love hearing that word, elite. Covers a lot of ground with the first 2 steps. High-level athlete who can rush the passer or drop into coverage. Productive with double-digit sacks as a junior. Offers position flexibility as edge or outside linebacker, plays edge and linebacker at Friendship Collegiate and moves around, takes some snaps with hand on the ground, is able to play low, has lower body flexibility to dip and get around the edge. Closing speed is impressive. Physical and tackles through the ball carrier, understands how to use hands to keep offensive tackles from the engage, takes on blocks and can locate the ball carrier, can shoot gaps and demonstrates body control to tackle in space. Consistently gets in the backfield and disrupts plays. Backside pursuit is a strength, especially when unblocked off the edge. Has to continue to develop strength throughout frame. Has to work on technique. Relies heavily on athleticism and instincts. Shows some stack and shed ability, but has to work to be more consistent. Can be an impact player at a top 20 program. Early NFL draft potential. That is the scouting report from 247 Sports on Dylan Stewart. And look, we talk about how important the line of scrimmage is on both sides of the ball. But when we talk about defense and we talk about Tennessee's struggles in the secondary, Tennessee's struggles at linebacker, we are seeing Rodney Garner piece together class after class after class, elite level talent on the defensive line. And that's why, we're coming off of an 11-win season and everybody's happy about that. Everybody's celebrating that. But in the grand scheme of things, this roster turnover is still taking place. We're just going into year 3. And as we see that defensive line that Rodney Garner is continuing to build and also develop, that's why when I read a scouting report like that on a guy like Dylan Stewart, and it says he relies on athleticism and ability, needs to work on technique. Rodney Garner is the best in the business. He is the best defensive line coach in the country. No argument. You're not going to prove me wrong. He is the best. He is the greatest defensive line coach that is active in college football right now, and he can develop a guy like Dylan Stewart. We've seen it. We saw it with BY. Put BY into the league. What does he do with elite level talent? How many guys? I don't have a list in front of me. How many guys has Rodney Garner developed and got to the league? But as he continues to build this defensive line, this defense is going to get better across the board. The defensive line is going to make the second and third levels even better. You know, Coach Jay and I got together yesterday, recorded a couple of the film breakdown series, and we talked about how Josh Heupel doesn't just want an efficient defense. That's something that we as fans kind of sold ourselves on is, you know, Josh Heupel, he's going to go out there and he's going to score a lot of points. If the defense can just be efficient, if it's just efficient, we're going to be a really good football team. Josh Heupel says, no, we're not going to be efficient. We're going to be elite. We want the best defense in the country to go along with that best offense in the country. And adding guys like Dylan Stewart is how you get there. You can look at the recruiting prediction machine there at On3. Got Ohio State way out front, Alabama coming up second. I was doing some research, reading through the Simmons scoop going back to May the 3rd. And this was right after Dylan Stewart took his first visit to Oregon. And then all of a sudden, Chad Simmons says the Ducks are a team to watch, but he still feels like Georgia, Ohio State, South Carolina probably in the top three. You've got Alabama, Michigan, and Penn State as factors as well. At one point, Chad Simmons put in a prediction for Dylan Stewart to end up at Ohio State. But again, that's the difference between a prediction and a Steve Wiltfong spoiler alert. It's two different things. Now, where does Tennessee factor into this? Well, again, he is going to be on campus taking that visit to Tennessee for Memorial Day weekend, and that's big. You know, I was reading another article with Chad Simmons, and a quote from Dylan Stewart says, the way Tennessee has been recruiting me makes me want to take a look at him. Says, I don't know much about them yet, but I've been talking with Coach Banks and Coach Chop. It'll be a 2 to 3 day visit, so I will get a good look at Tennessee, and I'll know more about them afterwards. Now, he's working to cut through some of his teams. He's looking to cut some guys out, figure out his official visits. Here's another quote. It says, I'm working on cutting down schools. There's not a date or anything set for that, but this is something I'm working on. Getting my schools down to a smaller number is something I know I should do sometime soon. He says, I have official visits with Georgia, Ohio State, and South Carolina set up. I'm thinking about Oregon, Miami, Alabama, Penn State, Michigan, Tennessee, and some others that have offered some official visits. Now, that's the thing. Going into 2024, they changed the rule. So now there is unlimited official visits. So how does that factor into this? How many official visits is he going to take? Typically, you get a good idea who a guy's top 5 are by where he takes those 5 official visits. Now they're unlimited. He can visit anybody. But Tennessee is going to have their opportunities. Tennessee is going to swing. They're going to take their shot on Memorial Day weekend. Can they win him over? I think Tennessee's on the outside looking in right now. A lot of people think Georgia, Ohio State, and South Carolina out front. Tennessee's going to shoot their shot, and they're going to have an opportunity. I think it's going to be very telling coming out of that visit if Dylan Stewart sets up an official visit. And look, if Tennessee swings and misses here, they're going to be just fine. I think they're in a good spot. I think they're taking a shot on Dylan Stewart. I think they're taking a shot on Elijah Rushing, a guy that a lot of people think it's Oregon, Florida, Michigan out there out front. Tennessee's taking a shot there as well. But then you've also got Williams Nwaneri. I think that's down to Tennessee and Oklahoma. Tennessee in a very good spot with Williams Nwaneri. I think it was Chad Simmons that said Tennessee actually leads for Williams Nwaneri. You've also got Kamarion Franklin. Tennessee in a very good spot there with a 4-star defensive lineman. So again, as we say when we're talking recruiting, Josh Heupel's fishing out of a bigger pond now. So you're casting that net. You're casting that net out wide, and you've got 5 stars like Elijah Rushing, Williams Nwaneri, Dylan Stewart. Can you land a couple of those guys? It's the same as the wide receiver position, right? J.J. Harrell, highly rated 4-star. Ryan Wingo, Mike Matthews. You've also got Amari Jefferson, a guy that's very high on Tennessee's board. You cast that net, you land a 5-star and a couple of 4-stars, and let's call it a day and let's go roll. I think that's a good class for Tennessee, and we'll put them in a good spot. What do you think about Dylan Stewart? Do you think Tennessee has a shot? I do believe they are on the outside looking in. But again, get them on campus, sit them down with Rodney Garner, and let Uncle Rodney go to work. I want to hear from you guys. Hit that comment section and let me know. If you have not done so yet, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. I want to give a big thank you to you guys. A lot of you guys yesterday, I made the comment. There's a thanks button down below. It's like a super chat on a video. If you like what we do, you want to make a little donation, hit that thanks button. And a lot of you guys did it, and I'm grateful for that, and I appreciate that. But if not, just smash the thumbs up. That's quick, free, and easy. Go check out the merch. You guys know where. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support greatly appreciated. As always, thank you to the members of the channel. You want to also financially support what we're doing, you can do that. Hit the join button down below. It's just $1 a month. You get access to custom Talkin' Vols emojis, fan call-in shows, a power T beside your name, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.